actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and the use of artificial noisemakers are prohibited. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please direct your attention to the center of the floor.
So hello again, everybody. Here on this beautiful Saturday morning here on the great shores of the best location in the nation at Case Western University. So we have some competition today for your Case Western Sparties up against the Defiance Yellow Jackets, as well as the Penn State Burhan Lions, and then the Golden Flashes from Kent State Tuscaroras. It is senior day here at the Horseburg, and we're going to be starting to get on our way here shortly. We'll be honoring our two seniors, so as we get started here in this thing. So the first senior to honor is actually a 197-pounder, Gavin Durst Fisher. Has a career record of 53 and 48 with 10 pins and 1 technical fall. Gavin hails from the great state of California and has been one of the senior leaders throughout these last 4 years competing here in this New Year's. He'll be accompanied today by his mother, Lisa Durst Fisher, and Gavin Durst Fisher. The second senior on the team to be honored is, Brian McNamara, a local chap here from Aurora, Ohio. He has a combined career record entering today's competition of 47 wins and 39 losses, and 14 of those wins came by pin. Again, Brian has been one of the senior leaders, and he is accompanied here today by his mother and father, Sean and Cheryl McNamara. So we got a nice little crowd here on hand this day to honor our two seniors and to get into some good wrestling here today as we get started. So we congratulations to those seniors and to all the Case senior athletes. They're accompanied on the mat by Coach Danny Song, AD, Athletic Director Amy, as well as the staff of the wrestling program, Tim, Chaz, and Chase, as far as the folks here at Case Western Wrestling. So going in today's competition, your Case Western Spartans in dual meets are 0-2 on the year. They'll be up first against the Defiance Yellow Jackets with an overall record of 1-3 on the year. So I stand corrected, 0-3 on the year. So they'll be starting on mat 1 at I believe at 174 will be the mat. So lineups will be posted here shortly. But my understanding that all the guys are going to get competition today. So it should be a fun day of wrestling here on a balming 34-degree day here in Cleveland, Ohio. So the first match will be your Spartans will be wrestling on mat 1 throughout today at 12 o'clock. Then 1:30 approximately, Case Western will face Penn State Burhan. And then at 3 o'clock, the nightcap, so to speak, will be your Case Western Reserves Spartans versus the Golden Flashes of Kent State Tuscarora. So we'll stand here and honor our country with the national anthem. So the anthem has been played and the headgears have been strapped, and we're getting ready to go. So Case Western Reserve starts the year Sydney coming in as dual meet, 0-3 on the year. Had some top 10 finishes at tournaments, most recently in um, at the beginning of the year at the Waynesburg Invitational, as well as at the RAT towards the end of last year. Most recently competing last week at the very tough, very competitive Pete Wilson Invitational at Wheaton College. So we have our captains, again, the two seniors going out for the first match, as our two assistant coaches take the chair. That's Chaz Buzz and Chase. Your Spartans are headed up by fourth-year head coach, Danny Song. And then here's the other coach comes over, Tim Scar. So guys are putting together a tough program, repeat. So we have both Big Mac, as we like to call him, and Tall Gav out there, and they won the toss. And we'll be starting at 174. So for your Case Western Spartans, up will be freshman, and it's Adam McCool. I believe that's Les McCooey. Aiden McCooey, who's a freshman hailing from Huntington, New York. So Adam starts out here at the 184-pound match, and I believe he'll be up against. Gotta find my glasses. So, the 184-pounder they have listed on there is Sharma Steele, a freshman from right here in Defiance, but freshman at Defiance and from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. So as we get started, hopefully you can see all the action over there, for the Spartans here. So just as a refresher, as we are into this college season, NCAA Division III, your Case Western Spartans have been competing. Fourth-year head coach Danny Song. And we have a little break in the action with Aiden McCool's headgear coming unstrapped. Your collegiate matches are 7 minutes. First period starting neutral, 3-minute period. And then second choice by a wrestler will be a 2-minute and then 2-minute. So right now, basically 1 minute into this first match, not much action. Both looking to get their ties, get them adjusted so they can go ahead and on some of the attacks. So this will be the second to last competition before the regionals for the guys. That'll head over to Washburn, Indiana. This next week will be the conference champions, where Sparties will be hosting the University of Chicago and the NYU Wildcats for the conference champions. So we'll have some good action again here next week. So I encourage you all out there, the alumni land, and if you want to look to get on some Saturday college wrestling, head down to Horsburgh and check us out. Also, I would check out the Case Western Wrestling website, athletic website, is that we will be doing a social at the Tavern of Little Italy. Estimated time 5 to 10, so come out and support the guys, support the wrestlers, and maybe reconnect to some of the community that we're involved in. So 2 minutes in, no action. We had a couple shots there by the Defiance wrestler, who I again believe is Sharma Steele, the freshman from Cleveland Heights, and Aiden McCooley. Nothing there. So 54 seconds left in the first. No warnings call. Aiden goes with that Russian, that over underhook, looking to attack and score. 2 points for a takedown in college, in high school wrestling, the same. 4 points when they go to the back. So basically 2-4 can have a 6-point move from the get-go. So 30 seconds left in the first. Still each other's kind of wrestling, feeling it out, getting in there from that standpoint. So. Aiden sees limited competition this year. I know he's been at a couple tournaments, won a couple out at at the RIT. It looks like the Defiance wrestler's in on that single. Aiden sprawling. He needs to get his legs back. Continue to circle. 7 seconds. Need to circle out to avoid any type of warning. Nope, no warning. So both wrestlers go out the mat. So 3, 2, 1. So the first period will end at no score. Aiden, Case Western had choice. So going into the second period, they'll rotate between matches. Again, college wrestling, there's 10 weight classes. So Aiden chooses down, no score. Immediately gets to his feet. Up. The Defiance wrestler, Senior Steele, comes up, puts in double legs. He's on knees high, so Aiden's trying to bounce up. One of the other big differences between high school and college is the riding time. So the wrestler at the end of the match, if have accumulated over 1 minute of net riding time, then there's a point awarded to that wrestler. So right now the double over legs in on the Defiance wrestler, who I believe is Sherman Steele, has that in there and breaking down Aiden to his base. He needs to get his legs out under that, and he does kick him out. Now he needs to bring his knees under him so to get up there and standing. That's one thing as a wrestler. You try not to want to be flattened out with your hips on the mat when you're on bottom. It becomes very, very difficult to move, and often it becomes a exercise in brutality until you get your hips up and try to get those legs out. So I encourage everyone else to check the Case Athletic ed.edu or athletics.case.edu website, and they should list the opponents. Again, there's 10 weight classes in college wrestling. Aiden back up. He's 45 seconds, so the Defiance wrestler has accumulated 1 minute of riding time. They get taken back to his feet. Aiden gets taken back to the mat, ends up basing back up, and he needs to do that again. Often it's not the first or even the second time that you go for a move that succeeds at this level. No more. 25 seconds, 22 seconds left in the period. He's accumulated over 1.5 minutes of riding time, Defiance wrestler. So Aiden needs to try to get out in last 10 seconds here. Although it looks he's going for a Turk at that end. Looks like he's not, so he will get ridden out for the full 2 minutes. So challenge there as far as working on bottom. And as I would expect, the Defiance wrestler chooses down. So we do have a down. Aiden's on top. So at least if he can hold him. Oh, he's up and out immediately, so he scores a point. So right now, the score is 1-0 to the Defiance wrestler. But he has accumulated 1:57 of riding time. So if it ends with nobody scoring in the neutral period, then first match will go to Defiance. So this is the 174-pound weight class. Over on mat 2, you have the Kent State Tuscarawas Golden Flashes wrestling the Penn State Burhan Nittany Lions. So I believe there was a couple quick pins, and then we have some scorers updates. I got to get those to you throughout the day. So here Aiden needs to get some busy and get a point. If he can manage to take him down and at least ride him out the period, it would end up 2-2. Riding time is more or less secured by the Defiance wrestler. So regardless, the score will end. If no one scores, it's going to be 2-0 victory for Defiance. 40 seconds. Doing those over and under ties, he needs to get to those legs and get to those attacks to get him moving and physical. And there it is, a nice little move there on the side. You do that in the middle of the mat and get that score. So 25 seconds here. Although not a lot of scoring, still a very entertaining, competitive match. The difference often is, again, riding time and top and bottom. And there's Aiden on a shot. Needs to get closer in on an attack. Shoot. 8 seconds, so you got to score her quick. Another shot. Get in there. And that's how it'll end. So with the award of riding time, Aiden McCooley ends up losing 2-0 to, I believe, Sham Steele from Defiance. And that will be a decision by Defiance. So the match score basically will be 3-0. As far as the matches go, a regular decision, which is won by 8 points or less, is the winning team is awarded 3 points. If it is a major decision, your opponent has outscored you by 8 points, and the winning wrestler or team is awarded 4 points. A tech fall is when it's 15 points differential. The match will be stopped, and then the team is awarded 5 points, and then there is a fall, which basically, or a pin, basically 6 points goes to the awarded to the team wrestler. So next up at 184, we have Brian Kent he's a sophomore from Philadelphia area, against, I believe, it would be the 84-pounder for the Defiance Yellow Jackets. Not quite sure who that might be. Brian, in the meantime, Brian had basically gone feet to back. Defiance wrestler is on the top. So that's where it's very difficult. He's got to fight off his back here. And Brian, 2 minutes, it's a tough call. So he basically 4 points have already been awarded to. So 6-0. So Brian is down in a hole right now. So correction, at 174, Aiden McCool had basically was wrestling against Sean Legg from DC, Defiance College. So here I would believe might be Hunter McNutt as far as 97-pounder. Which I think is Marysville, Ohio. But I'll get that name to you. Sean Leggett from Defiance College. He's out of... I can't see him on the roster, so it might be a new addition. Oh, there he is. He was out of Marysville, Ohio. So Hunter McNutt out of Oregon Clay, Ohio. So good. So here Brian's battling back, gets back to his feet, gets an escape, and now they're neutral with 44 seconds left in the first period. So he needs to keep scoring. It's not unusual that you could come back from these matches when you're down. You just keep getting into your shots and defy it. So Defiance wrestler is in on a double leg. Brian sprawls quickly. Needs to keep that hips in and sprawls back. He's going to come up. Going to come up there, break him down, and try to score here. 13 seconds. Important to see if he gets a takedown. Yep. Still got that leg. 7 seconds. He's got to move. Oh, there you go. And he does. That is important. He gets a takedown, too. So now it's 6-3 at the end of the first. So often a very good way to end a period is with the takedown and get on top. So Defiance College had choice. So the wrestler, who I believe is Hunter McNutt, basically chose down. So Brian be on top. Can knock off some of riding time. So he goes to stand up, break down. Brian goes to double wrist, gonna ride him out, ride him on the top. Needs to keep him down. Yep. And then he lets him out. So 1 point awarded to the Defiance wrestler. So score now 7-3. A minute and 40 left in the second period. So a match like this, you need to be aggressive and get after those takedowns here for Mr. Kent to get it. Blind, I believe, is a chemical engineering major, basically a sophomore. And I think he actually gets the biggest bench press on the team. Definitely, he doesn't skip leg day or the weight room in the off season for sure. So 1 minute he's going to those unders under overs again in there, and he gets in that shot. So he needs to keep at it and commit to that shot on that high crotch there and get in there. So no stalling calls as of yet awarded. So yeah, it goes a double over. Oh, and there's one. So backing up. So Brian awarded a stalling call against the Defiance wrestler. There you go, right off the whistle. That's how you do it. There he goes, and he covers it up. So that's 2. He gets the takedown 2. He takes it in the back. So score now 7-5, and he can keep it up. He's got to get off the legs, or they're going to get a count for stalling. He's up here, so good. So now a goal would be here to finish this match on top. Run it out. So 28 seconds left in the second period. Brian Kent from Case Western down 7-5. Due to a basically, right off the get-go, gave up 6 points, 2 and 4 takedowns. So he's got the leg in. He's riding down that riding time. Basically 7 seconds left, and can finish up here on top. That would be a good way to go. He'll be basically now. I think we'll see what he chooses. He chooses to go down. So start of the third period. Brian Kent down 7-5. This is the 184-pound match between Brian Kent and I believe Hunter McNutt for Defiance College. So it's important for Brian to get in and out. Riding time not a factor as of now. And he stands right to his feet, gets out, gets his 1. So here we go, 7-6. So yeah, very exciting match. A good comeback here. See if he can finish it out. The wrestler from Defiance does have a stall, so if he pushes the pace, we can pick up a point there and at least tie it up there. But ideally, you want to get this takedown at the end of the match and win it. So he's got that inside tie. He's blocking. Oh, Defiance wrestler not shot. Brian, good sprawl, good defense. So minute 30 left. So Brian's got to get that overrun. He's got to clear that arm to get to that leg, just like he did last time on that high crotch on that left side. So he's fighting. Still got time, so you want to get 1, 2 good shots in there. Oh, there it is. He's back to that high crotch again. Gave up on it. So, in there. So if he pushes the pace, you can maybe get that stall. And he's just trying to avoid. So minute 58. So Brian's in up on there. Oop, trying to go for that throw. So he's got to clear that out. 51 seconds left. So Brian's got to circle in, circle out. Yeah. Ooh, exciting match. So here we are, 7-6. 43 seconds left for 184-pounder Brian Kent. He's down. Nice shot on there. He goes off to the second side. He's got to circle out. Got to circle out of that match. Or out of that leg. Here he needs to go again. 32 seconds. He's still got time here. 1 good shot. Can do it. Clear that leg. There you go. Oh, now it's tied up. He got a second stalling warning for Defiance. So now we're at 7-7. So you still want to finish this match here. You don't want to go in overtime if you can avoid it. Get that second shot in and get 1 good shot. 12 seconds. You got a shot. He's in there. And he sprawls. Now he can get behind if he scores behind. Score here. 5 seconds. Nope. Oh, and the Defiance wrestler gets the takedown at the buzzer. So 9-7. What an exciting match. So Brian Kent, he was a tough one, but he battled to the end. So that'll be another 3-point for your or for the Defiance College Yellow Jackets. Yeah, with some Coach Chase is over there having a little conversation with the referee. He's known at times to mix it up as far as if his opinion on the call is a little bit different than how he sees it, but all is good. And that was a Hunter McNutt over Brian Kent, 9-7. So again, 2 competitive matches for Danny Song's squad, a young squad here. Some made of a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and then led by a couple seniors in the junior class. 4 wrestlers. So Next up here at 197 will be one of our leaders, seniors, Gavin Fisher from Sacramento, California. You look at Gavin and you think he's a basketball player, but he's one heck of a wrestler. Had some very good competition last week. Was off to more or less, I think, a slow start for the season. Gavin basically is battling some injuries. And I believe last week at that Pete Wilson Invitational was his first tournament competition where he went 3-2, losing a tough one actually in the blood round, basically in order to place. That Pete Wilson Invitational tournament is typically a very, very good precursor for the national tournament as well as the regionals, which your Spartans will be heading out to Indiana in 3 weeks to compete at a chance for the national tournament. Which I believe is in Roanoke, Virginia, March 9th this year for Division III. Gavin has that long legs, length, style. Basically uses that to his advantage. He's a very smart wrestler, does a great job of, basically making sure his leverage is taking advantage of that. This is the 197 bout, and I believe for Defiance Yellow Jackets, I do apologize because I'm not getting the update of the wrestler until after the match is completed. So if I had to guess, I'm believing that it's Mason Morris from Grove City Central Crossing would be his competition here today. Mason would be a freshman. So a minute and a half in the first period, so halfway down. Not a lot of scoring action. Both wrestlers. There, Gavin is typical with that nice ankle pick. Takes the mat. Oh, and then he falls. So very nice. And then he does a lateral drop. So that's 2 and 4. So that should be 6. Nice, ready to get off the bat. Now he's going to put those legs in. Again, it's you don't see the body type of Gavin that much at the collegiate wrestle, and it's very difficult for guys to go up and wrestle him the first time and not be used to it. But he had a beautiful, beautiful ankle pick, which I've seen numerous times, throughout the last 3 years watching him. He can hit that pretty good. He does a great job of setting it up. So 52 seconds left. Gavin's up 6-0. Basically, both wrestlers wrestle out, and he's back in the middle of the mat. Now he's on top, riding who I believe to be the wrestler of Mason Morris. It's got that claw in and continue to look to get that leg in and hip that over. So building up that riding time, which will go over just another minute right here. So this would be a good option here. So we got 4 seconds left in the first. And that's how it'll end with Gavin Fisher, senior, on senior day, up 6-0 going into second. So Defiance College has choice. And the wrestler will choose neutral. So second period, it'll alternate between which team will have the choice. Again, back on the feet, each wrestler looking for their ties, filling each other out. Yeah, so the competition last week at the Pete Wilson, I think was in excess of 43 teams from mostly, I'd say the heartland of D3 wrestling. A lot of teams from, the Midwest, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, some Pennsylvania teams were over there that have traditionally good wrestling. So very, very tough tournament. Guys competed, hearts out. Danny Song brought over a limited squad. He had 6 wrestlers that were there basically that competed, and we had 2 that made it second day, Gavin as well as Alec Hoover at 133. So the Defiance wrestler, who again I believe is Mason, gets a nice little shot in there, around. It's kind of high in the head. He's riding out now, knocking it down. 38 seconds left in the second period. So he's got those double legs in, and he's continuing to try to work a bar and try to turn it. Gavin does a nice mule kick. That's exactly how you do it. He's going to put it back in. You're going to do it again. The goal here is to try to obviously get one, but the secondary goal is first and foremost, or I should say the first goal is not get turned, but you want to get out. So it looks like the Defiance wrestler will finish on top. No back points though, so 6-2. Gavin Durst-Fisher leads going into the third. It'll be his choice. He chooses neutral. So here we go. 2 takedowns, one by each grappler, and so we will see how this ends up here for Gavin on senior day. So minute 43, each wrestler still filling themselves out. So a minute and a half, Gavin's up 6-2. So 1 minute left in this 197-pound bout. Defiance wrestler, I believe, is Mason. Has a shot, and then he's going to knee pound. That's how he got to it last time. First shot stopped it. Gavin did a good sprawl. He's got deep on that elbow. Gavin's got to clear that elbow and get around. If he could clear that elbow, get around, get 2, they had to do it. And then again, another reshot. Again, another good sprawl by Gavin. So, and this wrestler, the Defiance wrestler, just keeps knee pounding. That's what he needs to do. And tries to do sit through. And they edge of the mat. They call it a stalemate. Basically, both guys go neutral again. So 35 seconds left. Gavin Durst-Fisher for your Case Western Sparties up 6-2. Ideally, you're always looking to score, but in case situations where the matches are close, you definitely want to score. Gavin gets hit with a stalling, which is again, tactical is basically there. Gavin reshots, goes in there, has that underhook, 8 seconds. A nice go behind, misses it, so he gets another 2. That's will make the score 8-2. So Gavin Durst-Fisher here on senior day is a winner, 8-2 over Defiance wrestler, who I believe was Mason Morris. So second senior heavyweight is up. Was Brian McNamara. Brian McNamara recorded a forfeit, so that'll be 7 points or 6 points for Spartan. So that takes the score now to 9-6. Spartans up. So now here we are at 125. So we have Adam Cates, freshman out of Lowell, Mass, I believe, Massachusetts for sure, the state, against Rosendro Beltran, I believe, who was a Toledo Central Catholic kid. So I'm almost positive that's who he is. Watched him growing up, wrestling, so forth. So, but we'll get the name for sure. So Adam was one of the 6 that went over to great state of Illinois to compete against that Pete Wilson. Battled, had some great matches. The second match of the day, he was up, big. I think he was up by 4, 5, 6 points. I shouldn't say big because no lead safe at this level. And then just, came back and lost a tough one. But talked to him. His spirits were up. He seemed positive. He was grateful for the opportunity to compete. And I can tell you one thing about Adam. in all these freshmen is that they will compete. They're not afraid to take it to whoever they wrestle, from any of these schools. And I think that's a reflection of them, obviously, but also a reflection of the culture that Coach Danny Sai and his team's building here at Case. So we want to be great in the classroom, and we want to be competitive on the mats, and always go at it. And that's what they are. They are actually great in the classroom. I'm not sure where the team GPA is, but I'm sure it's right up there competing in some of the top ones for all the wrestling programs in the country. So a minute and a half in, a lot of hand fighting, battling. In there. I couldn't tell if they actually met in previous tournaments. I think not. I think I know. I believe Dylan or Duncan. Duncan, our other 125-pounder out of Texas, wrestled over at the Indiana tournament, the Spark Classes. I believe he wrestled the Defiance gentleman, Rusandro Beltran. Yeah, Duncan Clayton. So I do apologize. Still trying to get some of these kids straight, names and so forth. Some of the younger ones, a big freshman class, I believe, started season. There were somewhere around 12 that Danny had brought in. So that's good. Adam here is pushing the pace, no doubt. Continuing to be aggressive. He's got to stay out of that, try that under hover so he can't get his bad positioning. That's what's been impressive about watching some of these guys compete every year, but specifically in your freshman year, you get to see them grow throughout the season. Some of the things in high school, depending upon the competitiveness of where these guys came from and what their program was, you just can't get away with that as much in the college level. And there's a learning process that goes into play, and it's great to see them start to develop that and they go out the season. So, and Adam's one of those guys. So, huge leaps that from the first tournament, the first match, here until to where we are now towards the end of the season. That's it's awesome. So, keeps moving on bottom, and he does. Adam takes top, does get a reversal. Beltran, goes right into the tilt. That's one thing I do know, that Rusandro Beltran is very, very good on top. Saw him wrestling the high school level here in Ohio, so had his challenges there. So score quick two. And that's what those tilts will do to you. You get a good tilt in there, you can easily get a two-point move, and next thing you know, it's okay, get those stacked up. Oh, excuse me. So that makes the score 4-0 to Rusandro Beltran from Defiance College over Adam Gates out of for your Case Western Sparties out of, I believe, Massachusetts. Get the right place where he's from. I don't want to imagine he is I know he's a Patriots fan, so he'll be enjoying probably tomorrow if they win. West Needham, Mass. Adam's out of Needham, Massachusetts. I believe he's studying biochemical engineering here. So Rusandro Beltran, I believe, is a junior or a redshirt sophomore out of Toledo Central Catholic. Gets that deep waist, rides that ankle, rides there. You got to come up or you're going to get hit with stalling on bottom. And that's what Adam did, get hit with stalling. So when he comes up, and that's a challenge, you get in that tilt. So Defiance got a 4 count, so that would make the score 8-0 going into the third for Rusandro Beltran over Adam Gates. Adam looks over to the corner for his choice option. Wisely chooses neutral, where seems he was able to compete in the first period over Rosendo Beltran. So there's a minute 41 of riding time as well by Rosendo. And 8-0, and he gets a takedown, so that makes it 10-0 right now for Rosendo Beltran. I think they should be counting. He's on the legs there for the wrestler that took him down if he doesn't count on legs. So now here's important for some of these guys in the hair that they're losing. If they're in a match like this where at times, the styles are different and they just can't seem to, get the scores or get to their shots or control the match they want to win. From a team perspective, it's very important to stay away from the major bonus points. So right now, if it was to end 10-0 when Rosendo had built up and locked in riding time of over 2.5 minutes, so 11-0, that would be a major decision. Would be only 4 points in the team school. Now, to avoid a tech fall or a pin, that's a big win for the team and for these guys. And I think that's the culture of most wrestling coaches, but for sure Danny Song wants to see. I mean, he, win, lose, or draw, if they compete and they compete at their best and hard and give it all, then that's where they're at. So, it's tough. So he gets Rosendo Belcho gets another turn on there. It gives a 4. So unless we get a point here, he gets out. He's going to lock up at least a technical fall because of the riding time. 13 seconds left. And that's how it's going to end. Add that riding time. So it'll be a technical fall, 15-0 for Rosendo Beltran over Adam Gates. So again, it's a process. It's a challenge for the fellas. So here we go in 133. This would be a fun match. We got Jacob Frisch, junior, first junior competing for us this match, out of New Jersey. Believe he's going to be wrestling Seth Beard. Seth Beard, a D1 transfer, I believe, from Cleveland State recently, out of Napoleon, Ohio. I believe a multiple-time state champ. And Seth Beard gets in on that single. Jacob does a nice little broomstick to get out of there, and reshot. So Jacob did not compete last week, or actually last 2 weeks, due to injury, but had a very, very good start to this year, the 2019 wrestling year, when he took second over at the always tough Waynesburg Invitational. Jacob is one of those core 4 junior leaders, basically cornerstone with the Hoover brothers out of Spokane, Washington, and then local Isaac Collier. So yeah, very, very good action. Very, very competitive. It should be a very competitive match. I do not know if they have competed in previous seasons or this year. 2 minutes, minute 45 left in. Jacob's in on a shot. Another one, another reshot. Good. So we want to keep seeing attack, attack, attack. Seth Beard, I believe, is a sophomore out of Napoleon, Ohio. Seth Beard is on a nice single. Comes a circle. Jacob continues to fight. Good hips. That's what you have to do. Keep that pressure in. Keep that hips out. And keep it in there. Still battling to block that. Now he's got to work on that elbow. If he puts on that elbow, can screw around. Oh, stalemate. Yeah, very good one. So 1 minute left. Both wrestlers in on several nice attacks. No score, no warnings. So, excuse me. So again, if you're just joining us here, we're at the beautiful Horsburgh Gymnasium on the campus of Case Western Reserve University. watching a full day of action for your Case Western Sparty wrestlers. Starting in your first match, it started off at 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, noon, and we're right into, I think, match number 5 at 133 pounds against the Defiance Yellow Jackets. Defiance located in Northwest Ohio, and I believe this is actually their first year of wrestling and competing at D3 level. So we got 7 seconds of scurry, and Jacob gets it at the end. Very nice. That's exactly what you want to do. At the end of that match, you end up fishing on top. So very, very, very good match for first period there. So we're kind of recap. We started at 184. So it was Defiance choice. They chose down. Jacob will be on top. Started at 174, where Sean Legg had a decision over Case Western's Adam Cooley. 184, similar outcome, although a tough match fought by Brian Kent, just losed out at the end. Hunter McGinn won a decision. Then the next 2 matches went to Case at 197. Seniors, both. Gavin Durs Fisher with the decision over Hunter McNutt. I'm sorry, over Mason Morris. And then senior Brian McNamara with a forfeit. And then the last match, 125, Rosendro Belten tech falled over Case Western McAdam Cates. So if I am looking at the score correctly, then I believe it'll be Defiance is winning as through this match, 11-9. So Jacob's on top. He's built up already 45 seconds of riding time. He's got that deep waist and trying to roll that in. And got a nice hanging on that head. Beautiful takedown right at the end of the first period, which I know a coach always loves to see. So got a 1:05 riding time now. They built it up. So he continues to, ride on that claw. All right. And then Seth Beard from Defiance College ends up escaping at the end of on the edge and win to put himself on the board. So 2-1 with 40 seconds left in the second. There we go. Ooh, nice. Another nice takedown. Basically had there, posted, cleared that post right by him. So 4-1 now for Jacob Frisch, looking to build on his momentum here, score some more points. Definitely looks fresh. He hasn't wrestled in a couple weeks, and doesn't look like he missed a beat. He'll finish here on top, so he accumulated over 1 and 50 seconds riding time. So he'll have his choice, and he chooses neutral, which is a good decision. So, so looking to continue to compete. You always got to be ready. You can't let off the gas pedal. I've seen this happen way too many times there. I think actually Jacob experienced that himself early in the season against the RIT match. Again, Jacob is a junior out of New Jersey. I believe it's economics and finance, computer science. I think he has quite a few credits already established. And I believe after his 4 years, he might even have his master's degree by the time they do it. I know him and a couple of the guys that live together already got some internships lined up, and I believe Jacob will be staying local, working for Progressive here in Cleveland. So Seth Beard gets that takedown on the edge. Battle, 1:14 left. Jacob Frisch up 4-3. In this 133 bout. between your Case Western Spartans and Defiance Yellow Jackets. So we're going to see him eat into that riding time, kind of knock that down. See where you're at. Jacob can get out here. So 45 seconds left. Both wrestlers circle out of bounds. Jacob remains on bottom. Start. It's on that deep waist, trying to cut down that riding time. 34 seconds left in the bout. Jacob's up 4-3. So he needs to be smart here. Definitely not get turned, but look to basically get the escape. And now it's 5-3. Jacob, no riding time, not a difference now. So he's going to do it. 12 seconds. He's going to shoot. Jacob does a shot in there. It's in there. So 6 seconds. He's going to end up winning it. Circle. So yeah, a very, very competitive match. Jacob Frisch is the winner, 5-3. So another 3 points for Spate Western Card, Case Western Sparties, which I believe will take the score to 12-11 Case Western. So next up, it's be 141. So at 141, we're going to have Andrew Hoover, Jr. out of Spokane, Washington, or affectionately known as RU. I believe he will be wrestling I'll have to get back to you on that. So Cortez Brady, maybe? But yeah, Andrew Hoover. Again, one of those 4 juniors that come in. Quick takedown by the Defiance wrestler. Ends up 2-1. And then Andrew escapes. So, ends up getting 2-1. 30 seconds into the first period. So Andrew is the twin brother of Alec, the other 131 pounder. Defiance wrestler in a nice, sets it up for a nice headlock. There Andrew ends up getting a headlock, so that's 2, and he's going to get a 4 count. He's going to go for the pin. If he could get his hips down, stay there. Oh, there, lift it up. That should be a fall. That should be the fall that we're looking for. Nice. Nice by Andrew Hoover with the headlock and the pin in basically a minute and 8 seconds over your Defiance wrestler. So that's another 6 points for your Spartans. I'll get you a name on the Defiance athlete here in a minute as they update it. So. Don't have a name still. So next up here at 149, we will have Brandon Barton. Brandon Barton is another one of these young, hardcore, hard-nosed freshmen that Danny Song reviewed it. Brandon is out of Colorado, I think Ponderosa, Colorado, or somewhere around there. Again, seeing the growth in these guys. Brandon's had some limited success. And he's up against a Defiance wrestler. Quick takedown by the Defiance wrestler into his back. So that's a 2 and 4. So I believe it is Reimer Hickerson out of Cleveland Heights is the Defiance wrestler that he's up against. So he's trying to battle here. Coach Danny Song's deploying about an illegal headlock over on the side. A little conversation here. So we got a illegal headlock. We're on green. Yeah, so some action's moving out. Danny's not in the corner. He's on the sideline, so I'm not sure if he had a violation there of walking onto the mat. You know, couldn't see the action, so it was an illegal move. And Brandon Barton from Case Western was awarded a point. So, yeah. I'll have to get the facts on whether or not Coach Song was awarded or penalized a point for coming onto the mat. So, definitely has a passion for his wrestlers, a passion for the sport. So it won't be the first time that he's, taking the ire of a ref here, two or two. But it's all in good competition. So Brandon starts neutral. I'm sorry, back down on the bottom with the Defiance wrestler, who I believe is Ryman Hickerson out of Defiance Cons, out of Cleveland Heights, which is actually right up the road here. On top, I think he is a Raymond Hickerson is a freshman as well. So Prairie goes, gets out, so we're in a minute and a half first period, 6-2. Ryman Hickerson from Defiance College is winning at the 149 bout. So again, you want to see this battling back. It's it's not that you give up points. You have a you have a tough start. You're down 6 points off the bat. What you got to learn is that you can come back and you can still win if you go back and wrestle your match. And there again, Brandon does a nice shot. Arms extended. Basically comes out and ends up getting pancaked for another 6 move. So he's looking for the pin. Brandon's fighting it. So Hickerson, and he gets the fall. So there you go. So Brandon Barton gives up a fall. So that's 6 points to Defiance College. So you have that. That was a well-fought match, battled, but did there. So I believe that's going to take the score 18-17 for your Case Western Spartans are winning. As we go into the next match, 157 pounders. So we did start, and Jack Chips out of Maryland with a quick takedown too. Jack again, another one of these freshmen that's battled, and the success is starting to show, but you got to be patient. You got to come in there and keep wrestling your match. So I believe Jack would be wrestling, I'll get you a name here in a minute. Cortez Bradley is who Brandon Barton wrestled, so I think then Jack might be wrestling Raymond Hickerson here. So Cortez Bradley was out of Garfield Heights, Warrensville Heights, Ohio, wrestling for Defiance College. So Raymond Hickerson gets an escape, so it's 2-1. Jack Chips up. And again, Raymond, if it is Raymond Hickerson, he's out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. So there you go. Jack, another good shot. Gets blocked by Raymond. It's in a front headlock, so Jack's got to stay tight on that elbow, okay? And then continue to work back up and back out. And that's exactly what he does. So, yeah, both these guys, 49, 57. Future looks bright as far as with these freshmen, they keep at it, keep working, getting adjusted to the game at this level. So we got a minute in here in the first. It's 2-1, Jack Chips. See if I can get you a score update too then, which I believe, okay. Oh, Defiance Wrestlers in on a trip on the side. Oh, and Jax gets back on that single, 33 seconds left. If you can just step up on this, off the mat, finish it, that's what you want to do. Good shot. Yep. So, as suspected, Coach Song did, in his enthusiasm to protect his wrestler, did get a point lost there in the last match. So, I believe the score now is all tied up, 17-17, going in this 157-pound match. So, the second to last match should be finishing up at 165. We started this match at the bout at 174. So 10 weight classes, ends up at 165 pounds. So Defiance Wrestler chooses down. Jack starts on top, goes to the leg, goes up there, gets that leg in. Now he's got to take him back to the mat. So I'm gonna give him that. Jack bouncing. He's got to get him back down to the mat. And we do a reversal here. They get a 1, not 2. So he gives him a 1. So scores right now is tied up, and they are neutral on the edge. Front headlock. Okay. So again, there's just, the education process, being on the edge of the mat. You're in a bad position on top. Instead of giving up 2, give up 1. Oftentimes a difference in these very competitive matches. So back neutral, minute 15 left in the second. Score tied, 2-2. Oh, there you go, Jack again, and on a nice double. Ends up getting in a bad position to overhooks. Yep. Does a nice try to throw. And a Tim Scar and Chase over there a little cautious about that throw, but worked out. He's still facing. He's still got a battle here in position. You got to fight for position. Keep that elbow. Keep that elbow. Get your hips back, Jack. You don't want to do that. Keep that elbow. Pound. Oh, gives it up on the edge, too, so it's 4-2 now. I believe Raymond Hickerson out of Defiance or Cleveland Heights, Defiance, Ohio, is a wrestler here. So 6 seconds in the end of the second. Defiance up 2-4 over Jack Chips, Case Western. Let's see if you can get one. You got time. You up and out. He's up to his feet. He's out. He's going to run it. Ooh, can't quite get there. All right. So Jack's choice. Looks over to the corner. Neutral. Takedowns 2 apiece. Or 1 apiece. So here he is to tie it. Riding time is not a factor. So 2 minutes left in the bout. 4-2. And an overall tied match. Hickerson, Defiance Wrestler in on the leg. Jack's got to fight that. Got to fight that. Ends up go around the head. He locks up a cradle. Gives him 2. Doesn't want to turn. He gets the turn. No points awarded. So 6-4. Or 6-2 now. So Jack's got to get to his feet, get out. Still got time in order to get this after this match. So 50 seconds left in the bout. Jack chips, Case Western, down 6-2 at the 157-pound contest to, I believe, Raymond Hickerson. As of right now, I believe the score going into 157 pound is all tied up with Case and Defiance. Got 30 seconds left, and we got one match remaining. So. And that'll be the 165-pound competition yet. Whoops. So Defiance gets warned for stalling, 18 seconds. He's going to choose to go neutral. The Defiance wrestler at the dismay of his coaching corner, which which Jack ends up almost getting that takedown. There. So God bless these athletes, but you never know in the fog of war, as they say. So do it. So here we are. So final bout of this first match. It'll be 165 pounders. So for your Case Western Spartans, we will have junior Isaac Collier, who I know quite well is my son, versus, I believe, sophomore Tyler Houston for Defiance. Isaac's in on a quick single, takes it down. Isaac's competing as a junior. I think his record overall 21-9. Goes ahead, gets a 2-point. So I believe the team score is basically your Case Western Spartans are down 20-17 going into this last and final bout. Collier's up 2-0. Chooses to go to a optional start. Doesn't let the wrestler up. Goes ahead and rides on that bar. Now he's got to ride it out to start to turn it. He's looking for the turn on top. So 2 minutes into the match, Collier up 2-0. Continuing to ride out over, I believe, Tyler Houston of Defiance. Continue to do what we call the Blair ride. And he's starting to get the count. Eventually turns him over. So he's getting a 4 count. He's looking for the pin. He's looking for the fall. Got a minute 16 left. So he's awarded 4. It's now 6-0 Collier, a junior out of Lakewood St. Ed's in Sagamore Hills, Ohio. Looking for another count. Trap that arm. If you could trap that arm with the leg, there should be a count there. Yeah. He's looking to keep it there, and he does get an escape. 30 seconds left in the first. So 6-1's the score. 24. There, another takedown too. Right to the back, so she have another 2 count at least. So another 4. So going into the second period, Collier leads 12-1. Choice, Collier takes top. We're looking to ride them out into bonus points for whether it's a technical fall or the flat out fall. Technical fall will be margin of 15 points. If you get another turn here, could end up doing that. So going for that bar. We continue to run it. He's got to get his hip under there. Get his hip. There it is. Left leg through. You have time to walk it over. In order, going for the fall, which would then secure the team, and he gets it. So Collier gets the fall to secure the match and to secure the bout between Defiance. So that would be fall and 3:30. So yeah, looks like we got our first dual win on the season between your Case Western Spartans over your Defiance Yellow Jackets. Believe the final score would have been 23-20. So good bout, very competitive. The guys shake hand. I'm going to get ready for round 2 as we get into the second round action. So it might be cold outside, but the action is hot here at the Horse. I'll be back. I'm John Collier signing off here for 1 minute. got loudspeakers.
So we know what's going on. John.
So, welcome back, everybody. Here we get set for round 2 of this 3-round competition, dual competition, here on the beautiful campus of Case Western Reserve in the greatest location in the nation, Cleveland, Ohio, at Harshburg Arena. So, in the first round, your Case Western Spartans pull out their first dual meet win of the year, taking down the Yellow Jackets from Defiance, Ohio, 23-20. Very well-rounded, very competitive match. So some great action. It might be polar vortex recovery, but it's hot and heavy here in the Horsch. So round 2, basically, you'll have your Case Western Spartans led by fourth-year coach Danny Song taking on the Lions of Penn State Burhan, which I believe is located in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's senior day here for Sparty wrestlers. We started off the day honoring our 2 senior captains, Brian McNamara from out of 285-pound out of Aurora, Ohio, here with his mom and dad, Sean and Cheryl. And then the West Coast Wonder, basically Gavin Dersh-Fisher out of Sacramento, Ohio, senior, 197-pounder. His mom, gracious to make the trek to lovely Ohio this time of year, Lisa Dersh-Fisher. So Sparties came out on top for their first dual win meet of the year. The Lions from Penn State Burhan basically ended up losing a tough one in the other first round against Kent State Tuscaroras, the Golden Flashes. I believe the score there was 23-20 as well. So today's competitions will start each weight at 174, and for your Case Western Spartans, we'll be starting off again with Aiden McCooley. Aiden lost a freshman. Aiden McCooley, Aiden freshman out of Huntington, New York. Lost a tough one, 2-1 in the first one against the Defiance wrestler. So he's going to get us started off in the name for, and again, I do apologize, I'm not getting the names until the competition starts. For Penn State, I believe it would be Jake Paulsman, a sophomore out of Erie, McDonald, PA, but I'll keep you updated. So again, this is round 2 of round 3. In the nightcap of the round, your Case Western will wrestle Kent State Tuscaroras. So beautiful day. This will be the second to last competition before the regional finals, which will be in Washburn. And next week's the big week. So if you're around on Saturday, come down to the Horsch and join us and cheer it on your Sparties. For all the alumni, wrestlers, just your overall Cleveland fans, we'll be hosting, the Spartans from Case Western are hosting the Cardinals from the University of Chicago, as well as the Wildcats from NYU for the conference championship, the UAA conference championship. Be a round-robin dual meet. So this is our year to host, and we're looking forward to get the house packed. And then you can join for us a social over at the Tavern of Little Italy, right on Murray Hill, historic Little Italy, with all the great eats. He's hosting a social at Tolly Tavern of Little Italy on Mayfield Road from 5 to 8. Check out the website, contact the athletic department, contact Danny Song, head coach. Love to come out and support your Sparties. Here with a minute and a half in the first period of the 84 bout, starting off, Aiden McCooley, Case Western, going at it. No scores, battling those underhooks like he did in the first match. And again, I believe he is up against a Jake Polson out of Erie, but I'll get that name for you shortly, against your Penn State Burhan Lions. So, Coach Danny Song takes the corner chairs with Chaz or Chase. And I always forget Chase's last name, so I just call him Coach Chase. And so battling back into it. 45 seconds left in the first. No score. He goes with that underhook. There it is. A nice go behind. Now he needs to take him to the mat, keep him on the mat, and go behind. He goes right to that single. That's exactly what you need to do. He's got that single up. Now he needs to basically finish it. And here it is, 20 seconds, and he does. All right. So nice little takedown there for Aiden, and gets on there. With 20 seconds left, he's going to continue to put the pressure on. Over on mat 2, Defiance College is wrestling the Golden Flashes of Kent State Tuscaroras. So at the end of the first, the 184-pound bout, Aiden McCooley is up 2-0 at the takedown. So I believe it was Penn State's choice, and they chose down. So we did get a name. I got it, so I got it wrong. Aiden is wrestling Sam Tubbs. Sam Tubbs, and he is from Mount Lebanon, PA, suburb of Pittsburgh. Aiden is on top, continuing to ride out, work, building up some riding time. Here in the second period, he's up 2-0. He's got that leg coming in in order to do the Aiden's still riding tough. He's going to get a count if he doesn't got the legs. Doesn't he? He's taking it back, and he's going to count on the back. There you go. He's got a 2 count. Make it 4-0. That's a way just to stick with it. Again, Aiden is another one of these tough freshmen. I think out of Danny's hometown, Danny Song's hometown there, upstate New York. Long Island, New York. Smart kid. Great work ethic. Just keep going at it, and that's what you have to do. Learning the ropes, seeing progress from each and every week. This match definitely looking like he's the wrestler. A little more sluggish on that first match, but this one he definitely come after it. You can see, continue to build confidence. That's what some of these freshmen need, is building on the confidence as they're scoring points on there. And that's where the second period will end. Aiden McCooley out of Huntington, up 2-0. His choice, and he chooses tops. Accumulated 2 minutes, 25 seconds of riding time, too. So riding time would be secure in this case. So that'd be another point. So 5-0. So continuing to put the pressures, going at it, at underhooks on there. And the stalling warning on the Penn State wrestler, Sam Tubbs. So now this is the thing that some of these freshmen and in general, all wrestlers are conscious of it. You got to learn to basically learn to win when you're leading. It's a little bit of a challenge. So you got to always wrestle smart, always wrestle aggressive. So Hayden technically is up 5-0 right now. I'm sorry, Aiden, 5-0 with riding time secure. Pushing the pace, a minute left in the match. Again, Sam Tubbs of Penn State Burhan, which is in Erie, PA, and he works over to that single. So now what you're trying to do is finish strong, and then for the team score, get bonus points. Now he's got to keep him on the mat. See, now he circled the wrong way. He needed to circle in, keep that leg up, and then you had another 2 points. So takedown here pretty much would lock it away. And there we go. And that's 30 seconds. About. He's got that over-unders position. Keep continuing to pressure. Push forward. Four seconds. All righty. And Aiden McCooley, freshman, 174-pounder, starts us off right with a 4-0 decision. So that's 3 points for your Case Western Spartans. So I know a positive win, a positive, good, well-wrestled match. It's exciting. It's good to see. It's good to see these guys get some wins. They work so hard. So Coach Danny Song gives them congratulations. High five, and we go to the next match. So this will be 184-pound, and it's going to be Cade Luker, another freshman out of New York City. Basically, Cade basically seen some good competition. But been limited so far this year. I believe the only wrestled in so far in 2019 was, I believe, in the Waynesburg Invitational, which was right after their first year. But I did watch him. I've watched him a couple times, and again, definitely has some talent. Just still learning the college game, and a matter of getting reps. So he gets in a little of a scramble here, and kind of a funk. Looks like he was in good position, didn't keep his hips high, turned the wrong way, and he gave up the 2. Now he's back up. The Penn State wrestler's got a cradle. Got locked up. Take him to his back. What? That was an awful quick call for a fall. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, pretty quick. So I know Cade probably a little shocked as well as I. But so that was Penn State wrestler won by fall, and I'll get you a name for that Penn State wrestler here, but I'm thinking that it might have been that Jake Paulson. So next up, 197, senior here on Senior Day, Gavin Fisher, the West Coast Wonder, comes in, winning his first bout against Defiance, a well-fought battle. So Gavin is in on the Penn State wrestlers, in on a quick firersman to get to the backside. Ends up getting a takedown for 2 to lead. So I believe he'd be wrestling a Zachary Trim out of Burmis Point, New York, Maple Grove. But I'll get you some names here. So after that 184 bout, starting at 174, Case Western is trailing 6-3. So Cade Lecker wrestled a Levico Higgins at 184. So this could be a Jake Paulson, or it could be a Zachary Trim. we shall see. So Gavin's down 2-0 on an early takedown by the Penn State wrestler. He's got a deep waist and wrist and is continuing to ride that out. He gets an escape. So 2-1 now. Minute and 20 left in the first period. There you go. Shot. Gavin gets into front headlock position. Minute 13 left. On the edge. He's got to clear his elbow. He's got deep elbows. Protect. He's going to look to sit or do a barrel roll. If he doesn't get that elbow clear, and the wrestler's going to stand up. Gavin goes in for the long reach with those long arms and legs. Goes in to reach that. And it's a stalemate. 55 seconds left here in the first. Gavin trails 2-1. So both wrestlers going in for their ties. Ooh, nice little trip to the single. Gavin keeps that underhook in there and goes back for that ankle pick. Oop, tries to do a throw, so basically keeps his hips square and does not give up the feet to back. 25 seconds left in the first. Tries to do a nice little sit on her Japanese wizard. Gavin throws in the legs. And he gets a takedown too. So he's on the legs. 12 seconds left here. 3-2. Gavin's up. He's got the legs on. He can eat down this riding time to even knock off that minute of riding time. So again, it's the style, it's the type of wrestler that is in there. So very, very good move, slick move. Seen that happen numerous times. So entering the second period, Gavin, Case Western has choice, chooses down. 3-2. He's going to look to try to get out, although he's getting had to do a roll through. He's going to get to his feet. He gets to his feet. So there's a challenge when you got very long legs. Try to kick him off. He's going to stand up again. There, wrestler's high. Sits through. Clear those hands. Gavin clear those hands. And he's going to go for a tilt. He's got that leg in. Kick the leg. He's going to kick over. And he does. And he does. So Gavin kicks over in order to get a 2 reversal. And ends up getting 2 back points. It should be 2 and 2. No 2. No 2 back points. Oh, my dude. Goodness. So I will get a shout out to the referees. Get their names here for the next round to thank all those folks. Thank our AD, Amy. Amy's here cheering on our Sparties wrestlers, as well as the doc and Alexa, trainer, or Alex, our trainer. Been doing a great job helping these guys stay healthy, continuing to work us on health as you get this late in the season becomes important. So nice little scramble there. The Penn State wrestler does a nice little roll through, gets an escape. So 5-3. You hear some shots on the other match over there with the Kent State and Defiance. Going for a fall. So still don't have a name for the Penn State wrestler. So we're going to finish up here in the second period at the 197 weight class with Gavin Durst-Fisher up 5-3. Penn State's choice, they choose down. Riding time at this point is not a factor. Gavin starts on top. So Penn State wrestler stands to the mat, drags him back. He's looking for the head. So Gavin basically continuing to Ride in that claw and that waist, deep waist. Continue to do it. Penn State wrestler stands up. Still no control. Gavin's still on control. He's going to say it. So we're going to see no loss of control yet. No point awarded. He's going to get a stalling call, though, because he's on the leg. So it's his first warning. So if a wrestler is on legs for a 5 count, they get that's considered stalling. So they get a call, and the second stalling is when a point is awarded in a bout. So again, I'm trying to put those legs in. Penn State wrestler does a good job keeping his knees together and not letting in. That's one thing I like to see us do a little bit more of, making sure we don't get those legs get in. But Gavin's still, riding. Now he's on the plus side of riding time, up 5-3. 50 seconds left in this third period. Well, he's got that ankle hooked. They're going to continue to there. Oh, and he's going for it. Okay. Oh, and he gets an escape. So we're going to go takedowns to see who wins or not. So 5-4. Gavin Durst-Fisher leads. 35 seconds left in this 197 bout between your Penn State Burhan wrestler. 25 seconds. Teammates are on. Nice shot, but he blocks it. Gavin's in there. He does have a warning call, so he has to be careful. Could pick up another stall call, and that stall call could lead to basically a point and tied up in the state, or he can actually get a takedown. So you're going to try to get takedown. You battle out. 3 seconds. You didn't get it. And your winner by a score of 5-4. Another close one, but successful. Gavin Durst-Fisher basically gives another 3 points to Sparties. So that basically takes our score, I believe. Let's see where we're at here. I think it's all tied up, 3-3, going into the 285-pound match, or heavyweight. And we have, so Gavin did wrestle, Gavin Fisher wrestled Jake Paulson at 197. So 285 pounds, we have our other senior co-captain, Big Mac, or Brian McIntyre, or McManaman, Brian McManaman from Aurora here, Ohio. Brian's a senior. I think he used to play football. I didn't play football this year, no. And he's up against a Penn State wrestler who's quick in on the legs. And I'm going to wager a guess that is Jake Kelly out of Bridgeville, Shark Hills Valley, Pennsylvania. Definitely looks like a big size difference that we have here. So, uh-oh. You hate to see that. A little bit of an injury. Oop, but the Penn State railers are up, hopping it off. So 2 minutes in the first, or a minute into the first period. Penn State leads 2-1. A quick takedown off the whistle, and then Brian McNamara, quick escape. Does a nice little, nice little sequence of moves. See there? And So Mac's been battling some elbow issues. So you gotta hopefully. Key is obviously you always want to compete hard, do what you have to do, but then you want to end up getting your coming out healthy. So with a good snap down, go behind, really good move. Mac gets the takedown to take the lead, 3-2. So here we are at the 285-pound weight class. In the second bout of a 3-bout day, Kate Western and senior Brian McNamara is basically winning 3-2. Ride him out.
be frank, this is one of the bigger disparities, at least from my vantage point, I've seen in weight and size in a heavyweight match. So be curious to know the Penn State fella, where he's at, if he's a true 97 pounder and he's just going up for competition purposes. So 40 seconds left in the first. Brian McNamara, senior, leads 3-2. So again, if you're just joining us, my name is John Collier, and I'm here giving you some of the hot actions that's happening here in the Horsch on a beautiful February day on the campus of Case Western Reserve. Watching your Sparty athlete wrestlers go at it, taking on 3 teams. The winner coming out in the first match against Defiance College, the Yellow Jackets Defiance. Here we're 4 matches into the second against your Penn State Lions, Burhan Lions. And just finished up the first period at 285-pounder. Senior Brian McNamara is up 3-2. He has accumulated also a minute 39 of riding time. So choice goes to Penn State. Second period, chooses down. So I believe Brian is wrestling, Brian McNamara is wrestling a Jake Kelly out of Bridgeville, PA. Continues to work on top. Minute 30 left in the second. Do it. Recapping the matches so far, we started out at 174, which I believe all the bouts today will start at 174. And freshman Aiden McCooey out of Huntington, New York, was your winner. Basically, 5-3 decision, or 5-0 decision actually. And then 184. Luveco Higgins out of Penn State Burhan with the fall over Cade Luker out of New York City, New York for Penn State, another freshman. A little bit of a quick call in my opinion. And then at 197, senior Gavin Dershfisher with his second win of the day, a 6-5 decision over Jake Polson from Penn State Burhan, which basically takes the score going into 285-pound for the bout 6-6. And here at the end of the second period, senior Brian McNamara is up 3-2 over, I believe, Jake Kelly from Penn State Burhan. Rides out the period. So Brian has accumulated basically riding times locked in. So essentially, the score is 4-2, and we have neutral starting on the Penn State guy. Brian's going to her head, snaps, rolls. So, and as they scoot out of bounds. Now, Big Mac did have a warning call, so another call, and you'll get a point to the other wrestler. But it doesn't seem to be backing down. He's just doing those snaps and goes. He's just got to be careful. He looks like he's almost snapping them into his legs. He's got to circle and snap. So a little bit of a controversy there as a call as he goes out of bounds. Penn State coaches head over to the table to question. Minute 35, Big Mac's up 3-2. So we got a name, Zachary Trim. That's correct. So minute left in the third match here. Brian McNamara for Penn State is up 3-2. Essentially 4-2 with riding time locked in. They're at neutral, continuing to push the pace. Although Mac does have a stalling call, so 46 seconds left. You still need to stay aggressive, but you need to wrestle smart. So basically over, nice little go behind shot. So it puts Mac up 5-2. 30 seconds left. So with this win, and with Gavin's 2 win, takes their career records, or Big Mac's career record, go to 48-39. Gavin gets up to 55-48 for his career at Case Western. They have 2 more opportunities, not including today, for these seniors to compete. Most recent, or next week, will be the big one. So there it is. So Big Mac, senior, heavyweight, 285-pounder, secures the win. So that gives us another 3 point, 5-2 for Penn State Burhan. So score as we flip the weights, go from the big guys to the little guys. 125 pounds for Case Western. We will have Patrick Hebrid. Patrick is, I believe, out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. He is another freshman. No competition last week, so be going at it. Seen him scrap a little bit. Again, keeps his head in there, keeps focus, and keep going after it. So for Penn State Burhan Lions, I will get you a confirmation, but I believe it would be Michael Binney out of Cannonsburg, Cannon Mac. Notoriously, Cannon Mac is a WPIL wrestling powerhouse, Western Pennsylvania, out there. So the Penn State wrestler, which I believe is Michael Binney, and on a takedown, so 2-0. He leads over Patrick Burhan. Patrick does a good job getting right to his feet. Gets out, lets him go, so 2-1. Yeah, Patrick's style is very wiry. He's got that wiry type of length and lean, lean long 25-pounder. Penn State wrestler gets in on his legs. Good job of sticking with it. So, for those kids watching, you get in there, a shot, initially get stopped. Just keep driving through. And I think that's a couple things that this offseason is going to help with these guys to stick with it, is they're going to need to, freshmen, get in the weight room. They need to get, a little bit more bulk on them. Big change from high school to college as far as strength and weight. Patrick does get out, so 4-2. Continues the battle. Use that head as a block. You don't necessarily want to give up that inside control all the time. You're Patrick. Kind of want to dictate your match as opposed to that. So again, he's able to clear his arms and get right in on that leg. So that's the issue when you don't have inside control from that neutral position. And Penn State wrestler basically lets him go, kicks him out. Looks like he wants to go with him on his feet. Patrick does a nice little try to roll and a dive-by. Doesn't get it. So you go. You want to stay inside, Patrick. You can stay inside on those arms. You can do it. 30 seconds left here in the first. Both wrestlers, they wrestle out of bounds. Neutral position. Patrick Burhan out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, freshman. Competing against, I believe it's against Michael Binney out of Cannonsburg, Cannon Mac.
Good job. Can't deny that. Good job by a Penn State wrestler right towards the end of the period getting that takedown. Makes the score 8-3. 8-3. Michael Binney is up. He defers. Patrick chooses neutral. Start of the second period. So entering this 125-pound match, the team score was Case Western Sparties 9, Penn State Burhan Nittany Lions 6. Another clearing of the arms. He gets in on that leg. Patrick needs to stay tough here, defending this off. Block those, keep those hips in, and fight those hands to get it off. He's gonna keep it in there. He's gonna circle back to the other side. You gotta keep that wizard in. Can't give up that wizard. Give up that wizard. Now if you're gonna sit, you gotta grab that ankle. You gotta grab. Nope. Still fighting it. See, he did grab the ankle. He kept it. Thought he let go of it. Still got that ankle. Still got it. Now he's gonna split through. A nice little scramble. Now sit. Get your hips high. Take him to one side. You gotta go to one side. Go to one side. Go to one side. There you go. Pop the head. He's listening to his coach as a quarter. Sit through. Now go to the head. If he could go to get his hip through, go to the head. Valiant effort, no doubt. You hear? And then the Penn State wrestler does just let him go, so it gives him 10-4. Riding time as of yet is not a factor. Yep. 16 seconds left here in the second of the 125-pound weight class. That's how the second period will end. Michael Binney from Penn State Burhan leads 10-4 over Patrick Hebrid out of for Kent State. I'm sorry, Kent State for Case Western. Kent State or Penn State wrestler chooses down. Ends up gets out quickly, back in on the legs, drives him out. So 11-4 is the score we have now. I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged about these freshmen. They definitely are battling. It's a great reflection of this coaching staff and how they do it. Obviously, with the academics rigor of this institution, and then being athletic. The athletic is Coach Danny Song and his staff. Chase, Tim, Chaz, doing a great job getting these guys ready to compete. So another takedown for the Penn State retro. Patrick does escape, so it makes it 13-5. Just trying to avoid a major here if possible. Right now, if he could get a takedown and avoid that 8-point differential, can save a team point. And here we go. Nice high crotch to the opposite side by the Penn State wrestler. So he takes him down, kicks him out. So we got 15-6. So we got a major. If he can get a takedown here, it has just over a minute of riding time. So Patrick need to stalemate. That was off a quick stalemate. And there you go. 15 seconds left. You know, looking for right now. The goal is to try to get a takedown if you're Patrick here to
limit the damage. Penn State wrestler in on another good high crotch. Patrick's fighting hard. Credit, doesn't give it up. So that's how the 125-pound bout will end with Michael Binney out of Penn State Burhan. 16-6 winner, so that basically is a 4-point team score for Penn State, which then I believe will put them back in the lead at so at 131, we have a surprise in at 133 and 141. If you're seeing double, you were, because it's back-to-back Hoovers get a forfeit. So that's a 12-point differential swing for your Penn State, or for your Case Western Sparties. So that definitely will give them some jump up in the team score here. I'll give you an update here in a minute. So that takes us to 149. 149-pounder, freshman Brandon Martin out of Colorado. I'm going to get the exact, I think I said Ponderosa, Colorado last time, but I know that's not right. So, Longmont, Colorado. So Brenton had a tough one last time. I think he ended up battling, but came out on the bottom end with a fall decision against him. So, give you a team score update as we're getting into the last three matches. 49, 57, 65. 149, 147, 57, 165 is where we, 174 is where we started the competition, so I'll end it. So, basically, that was Austin, wrong score there, sorry. Michael Binney with the 16-10 decision over Patrick Heeman. It takes the team score for 10-9 Penn State. But then we had back-to-back Hoover wins by forfeit. Alec Hoover at 131 or 133 picks up 16 points, and then Andrew or Rue Hoover at 141, another 6 points. So my math, which I did not come to this great academic institution, would take us to 21 to 21 to 10. So going in this 149-pound, Brandon Martin, freshman, down 2-1. I believe, get you a name here for the Penn State wrestler. He'd be wrestling perhaps Brandon Miller or a Trey Kovac or Kovlik. 16 seconds left in the first. Still time to score. You always want to try to score at the end of periods. It's very, very, very deflating to your opponent. Or if you're on the other end yourself. So that's how the first period will end. With Penn State 2, Brandon Barton for Case Western 1. Let's see if I can get a name here. So again, if you're just joining us, my name is John Collier, and we're here in round 2 of a 3-round day for your Sparty wrestlers in the beautiful, historic Horschberg Arena on the campus of Case Western Reserve. Your Sparty wrestlers right now are competing against the Penn State Burhan out of Erie campus. Winners in the first round out of Defiance, Ohio College. 23-20. And here in the second round, leading, I believe, 21-9 as we're getting into the 149, halfway through the 149 bout with freshman Brandon Barton. Now, nice. Brandon Barton gets a takedown to take a lead 3-2. So that was a great stop. It's the shot, defend it, keeping your hips in, and then basically circling behind. So very, very well done by the freshman out of Colorado. So talking to Coach Song, I know he's going to try to get every guy on the team, try to get him a match, based upon the competition today as they finish up the regular season and get ready for the UAA. So next week, come on back down. We'll be here, same time, 12 o'clock. Be wrestling against the Cardinals. I believe they're the Cardinals or the Monarchs. Maybe it's Monarchs. I'll have to check that out, of University of Chicago. And the Wildcats of NYU. It's called the UAA Conference Champions for bragging rights. Hopefully make some headwind this year. We saw some of the UFC, the University of Chicago kids, last week at Wheaton, the Pete Wilson Invitational. We got a good squad. And NYU, well, those New York kids always bring it. So the Penn State wrestler does get an escape, ties it up, 3-3. 10 seconds left in the second. Brandon's got the 2-1. See, I like it. He's being aggressive at the end. The end of a period is where you want to win. There you go. So that's where the second period ends. So we got an exciting match here at 149. Brandon Barton, Case Western. So Kent State Wrestler's Choice chooses down. Brandon has accumulated 25 seconds of riding time. So if he can do some riding here, lift and return, yeah, we can basically again. So, didn't quite get it. So Case, the Penn State wrestler does get an escape, 4-3. So I know this is what we've talked, Coach Song has talked about with the guys. These matches, these 4-3, these, the next, the takedown wins, the score. Yeah, it's important that they compete. That's what you want to do. And it's exactly what's Brandon doing. Yeah, he's basically pushing, shoveling. So we got a minute 32 as the crowd gets fired up. It gets excited here. 149-pound match. Freshman Brandon Browder, Long, California. And I believe, do we still have a name? I don't know the name yet for the Penn State wrestler. Minute 15. You got time, so you don't want to get over anxious. You get one, all you need is one good shot at, He does a nice little PA slide by. I mean, if PA is known for one thing, they're known for that slide by. Couldn't take him to the mat though. So that was a good defense there, Brandon. Get on that shot. Arms wide so he gets that underhook. And PA does a go behind. Penn State wrestler does a go behind, and so takes a 6-3 lead. So again, there's still time, but Brandon's got to get a hurry. He's got to get out and get up. So it's Trey Kovic is who Brandon's wrestling. So 30 seconds left in the bout. It's still, stalling call. 21 seconds, down 6-3. Brandon Barton, freshman, versus Trey Kovac, which I believe, get you his year here and where he's from. So Trey Kovac, 149, Hermitage, PA, Hickory. Oh no, Fairfield Station, Virginia. That's where he went to high school. And he is a sophomore. So again, if you're come out for the action next week, here for the UAAs here at Horsburgh, starting at noon. I'm not sure exactly when the match times are, but it will be a round robin against the Wildcats of NYU, as well as the University of Chicago wrestlers. Always exciting, conference championships. And then stick around, join us in the historic Little Italy, Tavern of Little Italy, Toli for short, right there on Mayfield Road. Hart, social, catch up with friends, talk to the coaches, come and see us. So Brandon gets up and out, so it's 6-4, takedown if he can get it. You got to push it. He's continuing to push it. 3 sets, 8 seconds. Yep. And it's just going to come up short. Does get that stalling call against him. So 6-5. Brandon Barton on the losing end against Trey Kolbeck. 6-5. So that gives another 3 points to the Penn State Burhan Lions. Again, he's just there. These freshmen, they're just getting towards that that next level, that next step. So next up at 157, we're going to have another freshman, Jack Chips. Jack's out of Maryland. Right in on that single. He does have a beautiful single. Right for the takedown, back two. Gets that single. Again, Jack was on a tough losing end against that Defiance College wrestler. Did it. So he gets that legs in. Nice. There you go. Nice. And Jack gets to control the wrist, takes it in, pulls it in, flattens his hip. That's exactly what you want to do. He's going to look to go for some of the bars, try to roll it in, going across the face. Like it. Like it. Definitely more aggressive this match. So let's keep it up for 7 minutes. If you do that at that pace, you're not going to lose too often. So Jack lets him up, kicks him. Yeah. So another quick signal to that side. Gets out. So I get you a name here in a second. I imagine this might be 149-pounder, 157. Jack with another nice takedown. This could be that Brandon Miller, perhaps, or a Joe Houston out of McKeesport, PA. Get your name here in a minute. Score 4-1. Jack Chips up on 2 nice singles. He's riding here, building up riding times. Got a minute of riding time, over a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Correction. So Jack Chips is wrestling Trey Kovlik, and Brandon Barton came out on the losing end to a Jake Ogamine. Jake Ogamine was a sophomore out of Washington, PA. Chartreuse Houston. So this roster, which, not surprising, littered for Penn State, littered with WPIL, Division II kids. Solid wrestlers up and down that state in western Pennsylvania. Know it well. There it is. Jack's got a nice. He's going for it. Points. He's just got to keep patient with that. Sink his hips now. He's got a nice little, just half Nelson. He's got it there. He's looking for the fall. He's got to sink his hips, get his head up. He's got his 4 count. He's got that arm trapped. He let the other arm go, far arm go. I'm not quite sure. There was an awful quick call in the last match. There we go. Oh, you get it. Oh, he comes back around. Plenty of time, 20 seconds left, and he gets the fall. Nice. So Jack Chips with the first period fall gives your Sparties another 6 points, which basically guarantees them their second win on the day. As we're finishing up, and that was 157 pounds, so they're finishing up at the 165-pound weight class. So very nice, very well done by Jack. Got those singles, got in there, did what he had to do. So that leads us to the final round. And again, we'll see another one of these freshmen here at competing at 165 for Case Western. We will see, and it'll be Trevor Chippis. Trevor Chippis. So I do mix up Chippis and Chips, but Trevor's a 165-pounder. He's from Central Ohio, Milford Center, Ohio, Fairbanks. He wrestled. Had some good competition early in the season, but basically been off here for a couple weeks and getting back into it. Looks like he's active. Looks like he's going at it. So nice. There you go. Nice little throw by, and Trevor gets a nice takedown for 2. So we get you a name. Here he is. He's in on that ride. So Trevor, I would imagine, will be up against perhaps Brandon Miller or Tyler Spreeraw out of Annaville, Clarion, PA. Tyler Spreelaw, I would think. So with Jack Chips, first period fall over Trey Kovlik. That gives the Spartans 27 and Penn State Burhan 13. So regardless of this outcome, Coach Danny Song and squad is going to pick up their second dual meet victory of the year. And we have Trevor Chippis at the 165 bout, freshman out of Milford Center, Ohio. Accumulating riding time, over a minute. Takedown. Definitely good to see some of these freshmen get some of these big wins, help the team, work hard. .41 Trevor's looking for a cradle. He's going out to the side. Got to be careful, doesn't give up a reversal, which he did have locking hands. So, and then he gives up the escape. So that's a little bit of a mental lapse there. .10 seconds left here in the first. Trevor up, or tied now 2-2 after the escape and the penalty point awarded to the Penn State wrestler. Again, scoring, not quite there, but close to scoring right at the end. Trevor's choice, he defers. Penn State wrestler takes down. Trevor does have 1 minute and 50 seconds of riding time built up. So should give him some confidence of battling there. That he was able to do it. Oh. Sloppy on top. Trevor takes him back, pulls him right back on his lap. And he reverses hips and comes back out, so Penn State reversal gets a 2 for reversal. So now all you got to do is get out. Is up. Penn State wrestles up 4-2. Now Trevor does the same thing. Does a nice little stand up, grabs a leg, gets that reversal back, so gets that 2 points back. Good job. Motion, motion, motion. On bottom is the key. Trevor's wrestling at 165. And he's looking to get that arm bar. Come in there and lace it through, and he does. He's got it locked up. Now he's got to basically, slips out. Got to trap that arm before you go over there. All right. Takes him back to the hips. Yep, it is Tyler Sprewell. So on the site, it is wrong. They have Isaac Collier wrestling. I do know that that's not the case. So Trevor did get a stalling call against him, a warning. So got one. You got to be careful not to give him but another point. 4-2. He's going to ride him out. He's going to guarantee an extra point on riding time as we enter the third. He's got 2 minutes and 55 seconds built up. So in all intents purposes, score is 5-4. And riding time. Another. No. Again, giving up that at the end is very tough. Well, technically, I guess he doesn't have 2 minutes and 54 seconds of riding time for Trevor. Down 6-4. He takes down, gave up the reversal. So he wants to get out. Gets out, basically ties it up in the riding time. If he gets ridden out, he'll lose. So that's where conditioning becomes important. So you just need one. You want to stand up. Just stand up. He's got to clear his wrist, keep his wrist out there. There it is, up to his knees. Now stand up. Minute 21, minute 20. Guys on the sideline cheering him on. You don't think they want this win for him? Come on. So he's got to stand up, knees under you. Up, head off the mat. There you go, and you're up. .42 seconds. Motion, motion, motion. No call on top for no warning or no call on top as far as any type of stalling. So 26 seconds. He's got to get out now. 15. He's got a minute 15 left on riding time. Minute 13. He's got to get out. He's got to get out. Minute 7. Trevor's battling. Out. He goes for a Grammy roll. Gets his leg caught. Sit through. Well, riding time is gone. And he loses the match 6-4. Very good battle for the freshman, Milford, but look at that match and a couple things that he'll take away, and that's what the process is about. So, but we did have a nice battle there, and Trevor came out on the losing end to Tyler Sprewell from Penn State Burhan. So here we go. But your Sparties win the second match of the day. Final score, I believe, would be 27-16. So, good job by all the guys on senior day here, with the seniors so far going 3-0. So that's what you like to see. All right, so we'll take a break here, come back for the third and final round as there's Case Western Sparties will take on the Kent State Tuscarawas Golden Flashes. I'll be coming right back.
Okay, and we're back here for the third and final match. You have your Case Western Sparties wrestlers taking on the Golden Flashes of Kent State Tuscarora. So a little start delay. So basically we start again at 174, which is Adam McCooley, 1-1 on the day, freshman from New York. Up against, and I'll get you a name here for Kent State here in a minute. As we get set to finish this up on this third match of the day, Spartans 2-0 so far, defeating Defiance College, score of 23-20, and taking down the Lions of Penn State Burhan, 27-13. So here we go for the third and final match. There'll be no more wrestling, at least team competition. Maybe some exhibition matches going on the mat 6. I'm sorry, mat 2. Penn State guys are headed out competition. So for Kent State, I'm going to say this is Carl Cheney, Kent State Tuscaroras. So Kent State basically ended up, let's see, are they 2-2 or 1-2 on the day? I know they beat in the first round Penn State Burhan 30-27. As a Kent State racer does a nice go behind for a takedown over Aiden McCooley. And then they lost to Defiance. Final score, I believe, 38-8. So end of first period. Aiden McCooley down 2-0. His decision defers. Kent State wrestler takes down. So yeah, some good action. I know all the guys on the team are going to get a match today. So we're going to see some names, faces in here. So, next up at 184, I'm not sure who we'll have. If we'll have Cade Blacker, or if, see what else we might have in there. Brian Kent most likely looked like he probably warming up at the 184 weight class. So Mason Conte, that's who Aiden's wrestling. So basically, still control. So Mason Conte gets a reversal there, so it goes up 4-2. Over Aiden. Aiden's 1-1 on the day, losing in the first round against Defiance College, and picking up a very well-fought, battled win against Penn State Burhan. So Mason Conte, he is a freshman out of Dover, Ohio. He does have a cradle locked up there. Second period. Looks like he's got to turn Aiden. Can't keep him down, so no points awarded. So again, if you're just joining us, we're here in round 3 of this 3-round Case Western competition, Case Western wrestling competition against the Kent State Tuscaroras Golden Flashes. First previous rounds, Case Western beat at Defiance College. And last round was Penn State Burhan. Sparty came up on top. It's a great day for wrestling here on the campus at Horsburgh. My name again is John Collier. Been calling the action play-by-play as we get into the final round, the final dual meet before next week's UAA Conference Champions. So if you're out and about or want something to do on a nice day here in February, come on down. Get down to the Horse and cheer on the Sparties as they take on the University of Chicago Monarchs, as well as the NYU Wildcats for our conference championship. Should be some very competitive, good duels, as it always is. And then join us. Or if you can't get to the matches, join us to reconnect with friends, colleagues at Tavern of Little Italy on Mayfield Road, 5 to 8. Be hosting a social for all you athletic wrestling fans. Love to have you out. I know last week out at the Pete Wilson Invitational, the alumni showed up, a couple alumni, well, namely Jim. I can't remember his last name, but been a big supporter of Case Western Wrestling. So had the pleasure of meeting him and watched the guys compete in very, very tough, if not the toughest in-season D3 competition annually. So here, as we're in the third round at the 174-pound, Adam Cooley is down, trailing 4-0 to Mason Conte. Now that was a quick 2. A little bit of another 2 points awarded. Quick call to the Kent State wrestler. I guess in fairness, he did expose his back, which Aiden McStoda's match he never want to do. So that's where it's going to end. He's going to get awarded a Mason Conte at Kent State Tuscarora is going to get awarded a point for riding time. So it'll be 7-0 will be the final score. And so Kent State Tuscarora, the Golden Flashes, take the early 3-0 dual meet lead. Next up, we'll have sophomore Brian Kent out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 184-pounder. Well, Westchester, PA. Close enough. Brian's 0-1 on the day, losing a tough-fought battle against the Defiance wrestler. And I am going to estimate that he is perhaps against this Carl Cheney out of Cleveland, Villa Angela St. Joe's, a freshman. Kent State Tuscarora is led by head coach David Schlauber in their second year. A minute into the first period, no score. Both wrestlers had a couple leg attacks. Brian there with head position and looking for those underhooks. There he goes. He's got that front headlock. He's got to turn around. Let's get there. Nice. Very, very good. Just keep pounding at that front head. Misen. Brian turns around, gets it. Gets his 2. Quick escape by the Kent State wrestler, who I believe is Carl Cheney. So 2-1 with a minute and a half gone in the first. This is a 184-pound bout. Brian's got that Russian. He's going to look to get this single and the go behind. Does a nice job of controlling that. Now he's got to keep him on the mat and take him to the mat out there. But loses control and they both wrestle out. So we got a minute left in the first. Brian's up 2-1.
Nice over, under. Good position. So you got to keep the pressure. Often saw or said is you want to finish. There he is. Nice little go behind and trip. Brian right to the back. So that's a 2 and a 4 and a pin. Nice. So Brian puts the Spartans on the board. Brian Kent with a 6, with a pin in basically 3 minutes, right? Finishes it up. So gives the Case Western Sparties 6-0. 6-3. Gives them 6 points on the board. So here's our 197 pounder. Gavin, senior, Gavin Durst-Fisher, the West Coast Wonder, gets a forfeit, so that gives him a 3-0 on the day. And then our 285 pounder. So here on senior day, Big Mac, Brian McNamara, gets a forfeit as well, so gives him 3-0 on the day. So I guess if you're going to draw up a senior day and you have 2 seniors, that's what you want. You want basically 6 wins, and they did. So that would take the team score, basically, for your Case Western Spartans up to 18. 18-3 over the Tuscaroras Golden Flashes. Kent State Golden Flash Tuscaroras. So here we have at 125 pounders, Adam Cates out of Needham, Mass. So Adam had a tough one in the first one. He wrestled against Defiance, and he gives a point for hitting in the face. And I believe Adam is up against Ray Velez, a freshman out of Cleveland, St. Joseph, Ohio. Adam with a quick takedown, and Ray with a quick escape. So 2-1. So there's a conference to see the Kent State coaches are kind of questioning whether he had control. Go over to the table, a little bit of a conference. Oh, nope, 2-2, right? Because he had Adam had the earlier technical violation, hands to the face, which has been an emphasis for this year. It will continue to be about hitting directly in the face of the component. It could go to the side, the top, but nose, forehead, mouth area, not good. Why do wrestlers do that? Yeah. You want to basically control the match, have them move, set up your shots. So I do apologize. The wrestler for Kent State is Elijah Nash. Elijah Nash for Kent State, and he is, I don't have a bio on him, so. Oh, no, there he goes. 125-pound, Canton, Ohio. Elijah Nash, a freshman out of Canton, Ohio. Adam, a freshman out of Needham, Mass. It's a nice underhook there. Continues to go for that knee pick. So a minute left in the first, 2-2. Well, another hands to the face. So Adam, another technical violation. So 3-2 to Elijah Nash. So there's a shot there by Elijah Nash. Adam going for that. Basically front headlock. Get him out. Wrestler backs out. So Elijah Nash is in a good, nice little barrel, but Adam has that. He needs to keep this. This is where they need to battle and get tough. You don't want to give this down. 36 seconds left. You got to battle in there and keep that underhook. Get the mat. Keep that over. Keep that over. Yeah, keep that whizzer in there. You're fine. 25 seconds there and face him. Did exactly what he should do. Very nicely done. Yeah. 17 seconds left here in the first. Adam Gates trailing by a point
2 penalty or technical violations he had given up here in this period. Hands to the face. So your Case Western Sparty's looking to go 3-0 on the day. Currently up 18-3 as we enter the 4th match competition. Starting at our 5th, I should say, halfway point. So Adam's choice, I believe he chose neutral. Second period. Nice little draw clear by Elijah Nash from Kent State. Goes right into a nice little, wow. Wow. That was a fall for the Kent State Elijah Nash. Which, if we were wrestling freestyle, I don't even know it'd be a fall. That was pretty, I'm not quite sure what the referee saw there, but it was pretty much a touch fall. Wow. Wow. So he gives 6 points to Kent State. That takes the score 18-9 as we enter the 133 bout. So again, another freshman here. Tough one. Basically from Twinsburg, Ohio. We're called AC. Or BC, I'm sorry. BC. Brandon Callow. Twinsburg. Seen some competition after we were off last week or so. So Brandon, and I believe he was up against Ray Diaz from Cleveland St. Joseph. So Brandon gets a takedown for 2. Gets a nice little, he has a nice little chin whip, and he's got it there, and he's getting there for the fall. And if this guy, so Brandon kicks over, so he's got 4. He got his 2 and 4. There. So, Brandon Callow, BC, off to a quick start. 6 points, 2, 4. Now he's looking to ride tough. I believe he's against Ray Valdez. Out of Cleveland St. Joseph for your Kent State Tuscaroras. Golden Knights. Golden Knights? Golden Flashes. Golden Flashes, right? Halfway through the first period. Callow's got that leg in, trying to do that Blair ride. He's getting in there, riding tough. Got that half. He's going to run it over. There he goes. He's going for the score, going for the pin. He's going to see, he's going to sit down. He's got plenty of time. Settle back a minute. He's got his 4 count. 4 count. He's got to sit down, suck up that head. Cradle it both. Yep. I'm not sure this is the same ref that called the last pin because didn't award the 4. He's still calling it the same hold. BC, 30 seconds left. Brandon Callow looking for the fall. Anytime you can award it, makes it 10, or it's a 4 point, makes it 10-0. Brandon Callow. Oh, got a warning on red. So get the right name of the Kent State wrestler here. Yep. Ray Velez. Ray Velez. Start of the second. Callow's choice, he defers. Velez takes down. 10-0. Freshman Brandon Callow out of Twinsburg, Ohio.
one of the very talented young freshmen at these lower weights, 33, 41, 20, 21, 25. Danny Song has a great future guys that are coming in. Oh, and then there's the heart and soul of the team, the Song family. Future multi-champion Chris Song at 3 years old. You're running over Aaron Song and the newest addition, JP Song, coming on to cheer the guys. Awesome family. So Reyes gets one. Callow back in on the leg, looking for the takedown, gets it. So he's now 12-1. So he's going to look for another stalling corn bottom. So Brandon Callow gets another point. And 13-1. Get a turn here. Regardless of a pin, you get a tech fall. So there, Brandon Callow's going for a stack. Doesn't count it. Trap that arm. We trapped that arm, Brandon. Oh, there you go. There you go. Comes over. Got a 2 count, 3 count, 4 count, 4 count. Go for a fall. We'll have the tech. There's a technical fall. Takes that score 13, 17-1. Brandon Callow with the technical fall at 3 minutes and 4 minutes and 18 seconds. So Brandon Callow picks up a nice win, the freshman out of Twinsburg. So next up, 141. This is kind of interesting, seeing going up a weight. We have Duncan Clayton out of Texas, another freshman in here. You know, Danny Song's trying to get matches for these guys all year. Coach Danny Song, I believe Duncan wrestled most of the year at 33, or possibly even started the year at 25. Duncan, again, a couple-time state champ out of the private school in San Antonio, Texas, San Antonio Christian. And Duncan's in on a quick takedown cradle. He's got it locked up, and it's a pin. Yeah. So your Sparties go back-to-back. Tech fall. Brandon Callow, 133. Duncan Clayton with the pin, 141. So that should probably wrap up this dual meet. That would take that score to 29-9, going into the 149-pound weight class. So we'll be close, barring any major falls. I'll get you a name here who Duncan competed against here in a minute. So if I had to guess, I think it might be a Elliot Dean out of Bridgeport, Ohio. So now here we go, 149, Brandon Barton got caught with the cradle off the get-go. I was looking down at my screen to get a name. I missed it. A couple tough losses already for the freshman on the day at 149 pounds. And that's just there. Not quite sure what happened there. And not quite sure who that was. But I'll get you a name here. I believe that was probably Austin Bailey. Possibly, or Austin Corrado, one or the other one. And then here we go at 157. Jack Chips, another tough freshman out of Maryland. Jack come up with a big win last match, and he gets a quick takedown for 2. So the fall by Kent State tucks us over Brandon Barton, takes team score, I believe, to 27 to 30 to
15. So I think you might have your third win on the day. Or maybe 29 to 15. So Jack chips, kicks him out. Another quick takedown here in the first. Minute gone by. He's already up 4-1. He's working on top. Accumulating riding time. So this is the 157 bout in the third match of the day. And Jack chips, looking for that bar, walkover. Got it nice. Oop, lost it, but he got his 4 count. 4 right, 2, yeah, 3. 3 count. So then he ends up losing control, kicks him out, 7-2. Minute left in the first. Yeah, nice clear, nice double, right into that Turk. Nice. Again, seeing the confidence the freshmen are displaying now. Future looks bright for us Sparties. 10-2, Jack chips up. I think he's 1-1 on the day. Trying to go for 2-1 on the day. So again, if you enjoyed the action here today, there Jack Chips gets on that double and a pin. So he gets a fall. I believe that's his second fall of the day. So Jack Chips, 2-1 on the day with 2 falls. We'll lock up the match for your Case Western Sparties. So there you have it. They'll be 3-0 on the day. Get you a name as far as who you competed against. And here we go. The final bout of the afternoon will basically be will be Kyle Roberts getting his first action day at 165, freshman out of North Royalton, Ohio. And if I had to guess, he'll be up against for Tuscarawas, Kent State Tuscarawas, Colin Masenko out of Milan Edison. So again, Kyler seeing some action, getting some competition the last couple of weeks, been off. Kent State wrestlers in a nice single, but Kyle's got to keep him on the mat, keep his head down, keep battling, sit through. He does a good job taking to the mat, locking in that cross, sitting through, and he gets awarded the 2. Nice. So he locked that leg, cross over that leg, get awarded the 2. Now he's got to get up to his base, and I could do it. So what? Oh, but does get rolled. Now he gives up a reversal of 2. 2-2, minute in. Kyle Roberts, freshman, North Royalton, Ohio, versus Colin Masenko, Kent State. Masenko's going for a turn. Definitely has got some back points already. Looks like that bundle. Is grabbing that high elbow, walking towards the head. If there's any indication, you can't get your back at all on the mat, this ref will call it. So Masenko gets a 4-point. So 6-2. Kyle's on bottom. Stand up. He's getting worked on hard on the head. He'll look to stand up. Got to keep his knees under him.
45 seconds left in the first. You don't want to give up any more back points than you can here. Kind of regroup. So even though the dual meet match is out of reach for Kent State, these kids all want to win. And Kyle want to get some good wins, some quality wins, and there he does get an escape. There you go. That's the way to do it. Now he's in on a single. Now he wants to finish this. This could be a big, big switch in momentum. Oh, and he pulls out. So 12 seconds left in the first. Kyle gets an escape. 12 seconds left. The idea here, you get a takedown, and it's basically a big shift. Goes for there. So the last thing you want to do is give up a takedown. And that's how the first period ends. So Colin Masasco from Kent State Tuscarawas up 6-3 over Kyle Roberts. Kyle's choice, chooses neutral. Good decision. I think you could go with this guy on his feet. Got to get to the legs, takedown, push the pace. Looks like it's a little winded. Just does a simple little go behind, and he gets two for the Kent State wrestler Moscow. So 8-3. Now Kyle Roberts for Case Western is down. The outcome of the match is predetermined before this bout. Basically, your Sparties will go 3-0 on the day. Good day, take them to 3-2 in their dual meet season this year. Kyle gets an escape, so 8-4. So here you want to push the pace again. Good shots. If you circle out, and you're going back to reshots, and the Kent State wrestler is in on the leg, potentially dangerous as a match. Restart. So here we go. 8-4, 42 seconds left in the second period. Kyle Roberts trailing Colin Moscow from Kent State Tuscarawas. Colin is in on a single. Gonna try to split the legs. Kyle Roberts trying to turn the corner. Okay, called for a stalemate. Rather theatrical stalemate call by the ref. "15 seconds left in the second. Scoring at the end of the period. That's how the second period will end. Kyle Roberts trailing 8-4. This is the final period of the day. Kyle starts on top. Kyle continuing to ride. Can't spend too much time. He needs to get busy and score. One turn. If he gets one turn to tie it up. One turn. Not much of a action on the bottom man, the Kent State wrestler. Kyle trying to do that. The referee's not really warning. Oh, finally, there you go. There's a warning. So stalling warning for stalling. There he goes. Kyle kicks it up. He's going to try to get for that tilt. Just need to jack it up a little bit more. So you got a minute left. I think the strategy is you got to turn him here. Get a 4 count. Get a 4 count, ride him out. Go into overtime. So again, got another stalling. So if he gets a 4 count now, he can win it. Ride him out. So 44 seconds left. I think he count it. So he's got to jack up it. Give him 30 seconds left. So we got to get a score here. Got to come up. Got to grab a wrist. He's got to go for a score. Got to run it, Kyle. Flatten him out. 25 seconds. See if we get a. Maybe warn him again and give him another point. I doubt it. 15 seconds. Can we get a score? Can we get a score? Oh, almost had to get that leg and yank it over. Yeah, he's got to dig into it. It's not going to get it. So that's what end. 8-5, Kyle Roberts on the losing side of that bout, but battle to the end. So again, Kyle, another one of those tough stretches. So that'll do it. So that basically will take the score to 29-16. Your Case Western Sparties wrestling team, 3-0 on the day, takes their season record to 3-2. Very well caught competition over your. They beat Defiance College, 23-20. They ended up beating Penn State Burhan, something like 28-16, and then here over Defiance, 29-13. So you check out all the action, video replay. My name is John Collier. Enjoyed calling the game. So keep in mind, next week, come on back. We'll be here. UAAs. It'll be the exciting conference championship where we will take on your Case Western wrestlers in a tri-duel. The University of Chicago, as well as New York University, coming in to Cleveland, to Case, to Horsburgh for bragging rights. So we'll have the times. Check out the Case website. Wrestling, athletics, I believe starting at noon.